Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players. This is Andatesh Ordo. Today I'm going to be talking about the raids. So, I do want to go over these raids a little bit before I get into my ideas. Just to I'm just going to let it skim through. So, like possible rewards. That looked weird. So, here's the possible rewards. That's all you get. And then details. So, you select. You get some details. And you get details of each, phase. So Grammarian, Captain, Brute, and then Guard. Thing is, we only have Guard in the game. It would be kind of weird and interesting if they actually added Captain and Brute. But, eh. And then you got Rancor for Phase 2, 3, and 4. That sounds boring-ish, in my opinion. But, well, at least having the Rancor 3 times. It's kind of... So, I have a proposal, but this will be at the end on that. But, this one, you only get Han Solo shards. And if you go over to the Heroic Pit, you only get General Kenobi shards. This is obviously known. Duh. Why am I telling you this? So, I have a proposition of improving raid rewards. Well, of course, they could always, up some of the rewards here and there a little bit, like the guild currency, stuff like that. But I'm not worried about that. I have a different way of them updating the rewards. And it's by adding, between both raids, 2 ships and 2 characters to make them more viable in the raid. And so, like, if any new player, they get into a raid that's, starting to be able to farm, like, Han and Kenobi, will be able to get these other ones. So, you guys ready? Here we go. Obviously, the first one added is Chewbacca. I feel like Chewbacca should be in the game, first off. The regular Chewbacca, not Clone Wars, not Veteran, even though those are already in the game. I'm talking about regular Chewbacca. Yes, I know we get another Rebel, but we also get a Wookiee, too. A third Wookiee, which means a possibility of a Wookiee faction, in the next year or two. But that's besides the point. But just giving us Chewbacca, giving us another viable Rebel tank would not hurt. Granted, yes, it's another Rebel. That's the downside. But we get another scoundrel, too. So some people don't look at that way. So we get a scoundrel. So, yes, we get... we already have Han Solo, which is the Raid Han, which I'm assuming that's considered like the Episode 4 Han. So we don't need another one of him, but obviously we already have him. So we got Raid Han, and then we would have Raid Chewbacca as rewards. And, of course, I would like to see them update the reward... the amounts of the shards, obviously, but that's, if they decide to do this. And of course, we get the Episode 4 Millennium Falcon. Or we just get Millennium Falcon, no parentheses. And then every other Millennium Falcon they decide to add, like if they decide to add Return of the Jedi Millennium Falcon with Lando and Lobot, or I'm sorry, Lando and Nien Nub, or Nine Nub, we can have that one added in. But for the most part, adding Chewbacca and the Millennium Falcon would be great rewards. It would give guilds more, like if they've already been farming, already, it just gives them more ample interest in keeping up with it. Because now we have a ship and another character to farm. And they all obviously, they both unlock it 5-star and so and whatnot. So that is for the Rancor raid. Now, at the end of my character reveals, that's when I will talk about a change to at least the Rancor raid, in my opinion. Here we go. The next one is General Skywalker. We already have Jedi Knight Anakin. That's Revenge of the Sith Anakin. Yes, we could still get the Episode 2 Anakin. But I feel like General Skywalker would be a very good character to have. He would be the attacker that would be tied in with General Kenobi. And they could even have some sort of synergy together. Just like Han and Chewie could actually have a synergy together. Like, with Han's stunning his attack that, does damage and stuns a character. His first special. He could also call Chewbacca in to assist. And maybe when General Kenobi cleanses, he could call General Skywalker in to assist, vice versa. Obviously, General Skywalker would be an attacker, a very tanky attacker, kind of like Savage was for Sith, but, but he wouldn't be like a cleanser. He'd just be a really good attacker. So it'd give Jedi another attacking Jedi viable other than Jedi Knight, Anakin, and Ezra and Qui-Gon. Because those are the only real 3 attacking Jedi that are really viable. So this would give Jedi another attacking Jedi. Especially since Star Wars feels like you'd want it to feel more like Jedi are the big good guy instead of the rebels. So I don't know how this one worked out, but it's whatever. But yeah, General Skywalker, and of course the ship, the Twilight. That is a ship I would like to see added in. So giving it to General Skywalker and General Kenobi would be very optional, or a very viable option to choose from. Just to give us another Galactic Republic ship. It gives us another unique ship. It looks different. It has different abilities, and so on and so forth. And at worst case scenario, if they feel like they need a third, it never hurts. I don't have a picture for it, but it never hurts to have like maybe Commander Tano, like the double-bladed lightsaber Ahsoka Tano, but with just a different garb, different clothing. That's, that doesn't hurt. That way, you have 3 abilities plus the, the basic 2, giving this ship 5 abilities. So, but that is, the raid rewards. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Would you like these rewards added so that we can actually have them and make it worthwhile? And of course, obviously, we would want to make sure those characters are worthwhile characters to add in, of course. Now, the last part. So, going back to the Rancor raid, I feel like it's time to update the Rancor raid a bit. Because it takes less millions of damage to take it down versus the AAT raid. So I'm sure they could up the amount of HP a little bit, or do something with the longevity of it, because it feels so. It seems like it looks so boring just to sit there and just go like Darth Vader led teams with like Thrawn and Palpatine and Shore Trooper and like Jyn Erso, those type of teams. Unless a TIE fighter in there, pilot in there somewhere. But I feel like it'd be time to change that a little bit. So I have one of 2 proposals, and hopefully, maybe one of these ideas stick. But the first proposal, it's phase 1. Phase 1's the proposal for both ideas. So either change it to where we start off in the Jabba's throne room as phase 1. Well, this is permanent for both ideas. So either adding a 5th tier to start the battle off in Jabba's throne room. Jabba's in the background. He has turn meter and he's giving orders. He's not being attacked, obviously. It's kind of like the turret on phase 3 of the HAAT. But he kind of gives an order or something early on. I think that would be kind of a cool idea. But in front, he would have 3 bounty hunters and a couple of AI support, like the mob fighter or whatever, the mob enforcer that we see. A Gamorrean guard, and maybe another random pirate character that would be part of that. And you'd have to fight all 3 of the bounty hunters. You could damage either all 3, or you have a third of the phase where you take out one. So you maybe want to take out Fett first, then take out Dengar and Bosk, because both, like right now, you can see Dengar is in the picture. It's this first guy right here on the left, where looks like he's pointing at Jabba the Hutt. It's kind of funny. Bosk is over there somewhere in the background. If you do watch the extended edition, and you see it with full, you want widescreen so you can see more, you'll see that Bosk is there in the palace. This would be also a good way to also introduce, during that upgrade time, adding Bosk into the game. Haha. But, so your main 3 are Boba Fett, Bosk, and Dengar. Or it could be that Boba Fett's the one you're fighting, and he keeps calling Bosk Dengar, and then the other random guys in kind of like the Phase 3 HAT. That's your starting phase. Then you fall down the hole. Like you get a screenplay where the two bounty hunters roll out of the way, Fett flies away in his jetpack, and then you get Jabba all angry, hits his fist, and the doors open, and it shows your character fall down the hole. So this will give us a little more realistic feel to that area. Then Phase 2, or so from here on out, it'd be similar to how it is. So they could either add a 5th phase, or they kind of combine Phase 2 and 3 together into one, so that they can fit this other phase. And I'm sorry this is taking a bit, but I'm trying to explain the kind of story of it. But so you fall down, and then you face the Gamorrean guard captain and Brute. So you face those three. Then it opens up. Of course, it would be kind of nice for a dramatic effect that you hear distant roar. I think you do hear a distant roaring. I haven't listened to the audio for a while on Rancor Raid. But then again, the raid that the raids I'm always going in, I'm the one doing 0. All I do is my guild just gets to it fast, and I'm busy at the time they decide to Zerg the Rancor and finish it off. But make it to where you see in the background, certain points of the battle, you see, kind of a bulge in the door, and you hear the Rancor hitting the door kind of thing. Be kind of cool. But yeah, anyways, then it goes to Phase 2, where it's the Rancor, the three pegs. And then after that, it goes to Phase 3, which is kind of a combination of Phase 2 and 3 of whatever stats and, whatnot, where you have the scary Rancor, and you're fighting the Rancor and whatnot. And then you have Phase 4, where it's just a Rancor with no door. The same setup. Of course, if they decided to add a 5th phase, then adding that Rancor, then we just have the 5th phase would be the Rancor without a door, and then Phase 3 and 4 would be the doored Rancor like before. But I feel like just combining those two together would makes the Rancor raid feel a little better than you're like always facing the Rancor all the time. It feels like you're always facing the Rancor, so nothing exciting about that raid. So that's why I'm saying, if they decided to, adding a phase, either, kind of moving phases down, add it in, insert this into Phase 1, but adding the throne room of Jabba the Hutt into the raid to make it a little different. So it's a different type of battle versus the normal Phase 1 is. Because as long as you keep turn meter off of, the Gamorrean guard, the other two don't even bother. They don't come back, because you just keep him off. He doesn't do anything, and it just goes on. Maybe this first phase, turn meter removal is not the key. It has to be another strategy. So it kind of ups the ante a little bit. And they could probably add this on to like maybe tier 5, 6, 7. And then I do agree with Arnold T and is it Arnold T and Mobile Gamer? I think they did a video on the fact that they should have a mythic tier, or a really tough tier, and so this would be a great inclusion in that one. If that's the case, I have a 5th tier or a 5th phase in the Rancor raid, and you still get like Han Solo shards, but then you get maybe some extra, a lot more other rewards. So, but I'll leave that for them to claim that choice on having a mythic tier. But for the most part, I feel like just adding this in would just make the Rancor raid feel a little more authentic to the movie. Just feel better, and it'd be less bland and more exciting. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree with the Rancor raid change? And also let me know what you think about the idea of adding General Skywalker, the Twilight, Millennium Falcon, and Chewbacca into the game, the regular Chewbacca, as raid rewards along with General Kenobi and Han Solo. But yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day.